Okay, I think this is Let's Have Court, episode 21, Your Honor. Again, these men just drove right off. When I came back on my tire iron, they were gone. So, and then the FBI agents, again, that was to either scare me away from this, like the thugs were intended to do. Scare me away from this, never talk. I run like a coward. Okay, I'll never talk about this again. You sent thugs. Nope. You know what happened with that. The FBI, same thing. Oh my God, the FBI showed up. Let me run away. Let my ex-girlfriend run away. Put a wedge between us. Because they knew people were helping me. They were I'm sure they were monitoring me. That's how the FBI knew exactly where to go. My last known address. That was designed to scare me, my ex-girlfriend, scare me away from this. Twice. They sent 2 men. Twice. The FBI showing up, the 2 second men, tells me the first 2 men were real and came from them. Your Honor, I really believe that. Second 2 men proved verified the first 2 men. They knew they couldn't pull that trick again. That might go bad. Someone might get arrested or something, and then people are found out. So that's what those 2 incidents were designed to do. They didn't work in either case. In the FBI's case, I didn't even return their calls. Took it that seriously. Because I know I'm innocent. I didn't commit any crimes. They didn't accuse me of any crimes. Just asked if I was dangerous to scare my ex-girlfriend. Big tough guys. 2 men. Two big tough guys. Showed up to scare my ex-girlfriend. Wow. That's what the Bureau taught you, huh? That's what you went to the academy for, right? To scare young girls or 27-year-old girls at the time in their apartment because you're coming after me, your henchman for millionaires. Sorry, Your Honor. I digress. Yeah, so the mentally challenged boy calling me a rapist and murderer daily, several of those videos are still up with it right in the titles and in the videos, and no one says allegedly or opinion or anything like that. YouTube enabled that, and they never just find that stuff magically like they find me all the time. It's interesting how it works with me and how it works with other people, Your Honor. It's very interesting. When YouTube and other parties labeled me a scammer, they did lifelong damage that is irreparable and incalculable. When LSA allowed abject defamation of me to stay up on their website for roughly 7 years, that I thought had been taken down, on Your Honor, and let me explain why. My crew of people that I worked with reported to me, because they monitor different websites, because I was, I'm the face of this. I need to be on camera. And they told me that after they posted this charlatan thing about me, that the whole website went down. All of Lipstick Alley went down or something. This is what was reported to me. I didn't verify it. And I was also kind of told, it was reported to me that the content had been taken down, the defamatory content. Yet, here we are 7 years later, I found it, so it wasn't taken down. I thought it was gone. I was wrong. Even though I had screenshots of it, I just thought it was gone. So I was wrong, 7 years, damage done. Yeah, labeled me a scammer. They did lifelong damage that is irreparable and incalculable when LSA allowed abject defamation of me to stay up on their website for roughly 7 years that I thought had been taken down. They did irreparable and incalculable damage to my reputation in business that is everlasting, as that is the nature of the internet, Your Honor. It's forever. When Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter allowed the defamation by LSA to remain on their social media outlets for roughly 7 years, they did irreparable and incalculable damage to my reputation and business. The damage is done. The damage was done when YouTube not only took my channels that represent years of my life's work, they also labeled me a scammer in front of millions of people. Google also labeled me a scammer by removing my Google account due to scamming. The fact that my original YouTube channel was never restored, despite my pleas, and my Google account has never been restored, says to the entire world that they are labeling me a scammer. So the damage continues from past to present to future, Your Honor. It's everlasting, Your Honor. It can never be taken back. The dam is broken. The floodgates are long open, Your Honor. It can never be fixed. The damage, Your Honor, is everlasting. lasting. We all know this. The internet is forever. We know this. I was trying to put out a good product for my customers, followers, etc., whatever you want to call it. And guess what the product was? Me. My broadcasts. That was my business. That was my career choice at the time. I wanted to try a career in social media and broadcasting and that whole world, television, whatever. They took that from me forever. I can never get that back. That's why I want to recoup damages. I'm not even saying I need to be on their websites anymore. They've already ruined it. I talk to myself now. What's the point? I'd even be willing to sign something like that at this point. I'll find another way to broadcast somewhere. I don't know. You've already ruined it. My rep, my business. You called me a scammer. You allow rapist murderer videos with my name attached to them to just sit there for 7 years. You don't magically find that. What's the point anymore? On TikTok, my videos have no views. My first account, if you add it all up, probably 20,000 views or 18,000 or, like something like that. With the 15 videos and 700 here, 800 here, 1,500 there. Second one gets traction, shut them down. Obvious conspired decision between multiple parties, not just one. They didn't just find me, Your Honor, on TikTok after a month when my biggest video was 600 views. Come on. You're smarter than that, Your Honor. I guarantee it. I know it. So where was I at with this? This is a long dissertation here. Floodgates. I was trying to put out a good product, what they were paying for. What I promised. Content on a channel about a specific subject and some other subjects. But the main subject, we all know what that was. And my audience knows what that was. That was the main subject and goal of the channel. That's what people expected. YouTube took my first channel. They called me a scammer, or it had 2 strikes, and I got to sit over on another channel, and I got viewers coming. I read you the comment, Your Honor. Viewers coming over. Why are you over here doing music? Why aren't you doing the Cornell stuff? That's what we pay for. You're running away with our money. No, again, there wasn't enough money to run away with, Your Honor. And I wasn't running away. I had 2 strikes on my channel. My main channel that supports me financially. My business. The other channels are backups and, other subjects that aren't the main source. They're nothing in comparison. So every time I get shut down, I'm starting from scratch, baby. Scratch, Your Honor. Does tremendous damage to my business, my rep, my financial ability to even survive. So I was trying to put out what the customers wanted, what the followers wanted, what the donators wanted. The supporters, the sponsors, whatever you want to call them. I wanted to give them, and you impeded that viciously on lies. And then you defamed me. Then I got people coming at me. Why aren't you talking about Cornell over here, what I paid for? I got to explain that I'm being censored. That damages my rep. That person and I will never have that trust again. Thanks to YouTube. Thanks to liars. And I'm sorry, Your Honor, this happened. And we all know it. What are we going to do about this? They donated their money to see specific content put forth by me, and YouTube and many other parties interfered with that wrongfully, in an utterly defamatory manner, by shutting me down, making it difficult for my audience to find me, and over time, disintegrating my reach until it is now down to nothing. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and other third parties are responsible for the destruction of my endeavor, income, reputation, resulting in me actually being homeless for a span of time. And they laughed about it. Your Honor, it was a big joke to everybody. I was known in those circles, again, as the homeless guy. So when the estate comes to court, Your Honor, and they say, hey, we weren't talking about him. We were talking about the homeless guy. I'm the homeless guy in those circles. I'm the homeless guy that's a joke. That's what LSA called me. I'm a joke to them. Apparently, I'm not a joke because I've never seen an effort like this to shut one person down. I thought this only happened in movies. But I knew I'd face some serious pushback if I was right. All I can say is I received some serious pushback, and I still am, even when it became a hobby. The bad guys couldn't even handle that. That made them kick in their sleep. That bothered them. And the cubicle worker here and the executive here at this website and several others. That bothered them. Old Nick, homeless joke Nick. What do they care, right? I'm getting 400 views. Who cares? I have no reach anymore. YouTube's made sure of that. With 3 shutdowns. I got to start over again? After the pittance you left me on the last channel of 2,900 subscribers? When I had 10,000 and climbing at daily? The first time before you defamed me and took my business, my rep, everything away from me. Income, everything. One more time, Your Honor, so this is really clear. They donated their money to see specific content put forth by me, and YouTube and many other parties interfered with that wrongfully in an utterly defamatory manner by shutting me down, making it difficult for my audience to find me, and over time disintegrating my reach until it is now down to nothing. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and other third parties are responsible for the destruction of my endeavor, income, reputation, resulting, let me say that again, endeavor, income, and reputation, sorry, Your Honor, resulting in me actually being homeless for a span of time. This is the extent of the damage, and it can never be undone. I can never get any of that back, Your Honor. That trust I had, that momentum, that moment, that opportunity in my life, Your Honor. I was at a very bad point in my life. Me and my ex-girl had a falling out, and I was homeless for one day. And I turned to my new audience, which wasn't that big at the time, and I told them I got nowhere to go. And I didn't want to leave my ex-girlfriend, probably because I was afraid to. I felt really close to her. So even though we were kind of already broken up, I didn't want to go. I was literally afraid to. I'll be honest, Your Honor. So I was homeless for one day, Your Honor. Never before in my life was I ever homeless. I had jobs, apartments, whole townhouses, the whole thing. You know, I had expensive cars at times, cheap cars at times, doing good at times, bad at times. Never homeless, ever. I became homeless for one day. Turned to my audience, Your Honor, and I said, listen, people, I want to finish this thing we started. I'm homeless right now because of an argument I had with someone, a verbal argument. We just couldn't take it anymore. It was the breaking point. So I turned to them and said, I want to finish this thing we started. Can you help me? Help me get somewhere so we can finish this thing. Roughly that day, Your Honor, by the grace of God, and these people, these good, generous people in the beginning, about $385 came in. That's not much, but it's something. I was distraught. I had to sleep in the back of a truck that night, parked on the street. Wasn't my truck. As the night went on, I saw some money was coming in. I was just like, thank God. Maybe I can do something in the morning. Get somewhere. Because I had never been homeless before. Ever. That was not a thing in my life, Your Honor. And I'll put my hand on a Bible to that too. So I contacted my ex one more time. Said, hey, this money came in. At the time, we had a joint account. My name was on it as well. So the money went in there. It all went to me. She didn't take it. Thank God. She could have been that kind of person. She wasn't. I finally got in contact with her when she woke up. Thank God my cell still was working. Yeah, I think I might have had a laptop with me, but there's nowhere to use it. So I talked to her, and it was uncomfortable. It was hard. I gathered my things. She allowed me back in. She allowed me access to the account to get my $385 out, just my money. She didn't get any of it, people. I want you to always know that. I wasn't sharing it. It was for the endeavor, what you donated. I took that very seriously. I didn't even join the gym, because I didn't want to take your money and do that. Lived a very basic life that you folks supported. That was my only income at the time. So my point by telling this story, Your Honor, and the jury and all the lawyers in attendance here, companies, etc., a miracle happened for me when I needed it most, man. Some people that don't even know me trusted me. And I said on camera that night when I was homeless, I hadn't slept in 2 days because I have a thing called insomnia, Your Honor. I've always had it my whole life. I'll just get in these cycles where I don't sleep for like 2 days. I just have all this energy. I don't know why. And I was never into any hard drugs, speed, stuff like that. The only drug I'd done, I'll be honest, Your Honor, marijuana. That's all I'm into. No booze, nothing else. And I'm light on it. It's medicine. I have a card, Your Honor. I'm a medical recipient. It's medicine for me. Literally. So I'm going to be honest with you there with the court. I'm not going to try and hide that. But it's not something that affected my life. I never ended up on the street because of marijuana. You know what I mean? Putting all my money on it. Like people do on the hard drugs. Coke, heroin, speed. That takes your whole life away. Money, everything. Weed doesn't do that, Your Honor. Despite what you've heard. Safest drug on earth. No one's ever overdosed. If you didn't know that. Your Eminence. What happened? I was allowed back upstairs to get my things. And she was kind enough, even though it was contentious, whatever the right word is, it was uncomfortable. We started going to hotels, and thank God, I only had about $40 to my name when I was immediately on the street. And I tried to grab a few cheap-ass hotels in the city I was in. None of them would take the 40. None of them would rent a room. I went to like 3 places for 40. Thank God they told me no. Because if I just would have stayed there that night, there goes all my money. I wouldn't have did what I did. This miracle wouldn't have happened via these good people, generous people, Your Honor. So I said to him on camera, Your Honor, that night, I said, and I was able to upload a short video on a cell phone at that time. Now I have a great phone that I can upload 2 videos to 2 places, blah, 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 blah. But they took my whole business away, so there's nowhere to upload videos. They just leave them in a little corner. I'm talking to myself. And only the most hardcore and lawyers. So I gathered my stuff. We got in the car. She took me to a better area where there were some cheaper rates and a whole line of hotels. So the first or second one we went to, it might have been the second one, they had rooms, which were okay. They weren't terrible. Some of them were like nice. $35 a night at the time. And $40. Sometimes it was $60. Sometimes it was $50. But, low, manageable. For years. It was like this. I was meant to be at this place, Your Honor. I'm serious. It was just all falling into place. I was homeless the day before. Now I have $385 in my pocket, plus the $40 I had to my name. I'm at a hotel, they say $35. I give them the $35. I get a room. I try and continue the endeavor. It pays for the space. You can call it an office. You could call it headquarters, whatever, for this thing. I tried to make it nicer and nicer as time went by when they didn't shut me down and take my income away via defamation and shutdowns and confusion and public relations professional trolling campaigns for social media that public relations firms do. So I had a room. I had a beginning. I had a way to continue what I wanted to continue. And I told them on camera, I keep skipping this. I said, you can trust me. This is not a scam. I'm not a scammer. You can trust me, people. Let's continue this. Help me continue this endeavor that you all took away from me viciously, mercilessly. Let me stop here.